Good morning, I'm Ben Newman. It is Friday the 10th of January. This is For Example Trading and it's NFP day. So today is arguably the most impactive day of the economic month. And it's a day where if we play it right, we can all make some good money. So I'm looking forward to doing that. It has been a difficult week. A lot of conflicts going on between the US and Iran have meant that markets have been somewhat volatile, certainly for the early part of the week. And then after Trump's speech on Wednesday, it kind of led to yesterday just being a bit stale. There was nothing really going on. It was a bit scrappy. Managed to get some trades and then he dropped a bit as well. And it was just, there was nothing really going on. So looking forward to today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover what I believe to be the important factors of the NFP. I've traded this many times and I believe it is possible to trade it and it is possible to make very good money if you play it right. So I'm going to go through the important news articles first, like I always do. And then I'm going to show you the important factors, what I believe to be the NFP, including what I believe to be the key pairs in the NFP when it happens. So we can keep an eye on those, focus on those, and we don't have to sort of get distracted by all that movement that's going on. And it will be across all of the pairs. This always happens every NFP day. So do watch to the end, and I'm going to show you the different pairs that I believe are going to be the ones to watch today and the reasons why. First of all, if you're not subscribed to us, you can do so. There's a button over there in the corner. You can also add us on social media. You can add yourself to the chat arena, the trading arena in Telegram, and then you can have a conversation with me and we can see where you are with your trades. And that is really an area where collaboratively we're all working together to get good results. We share ideas in there. We let each other know what's going on. We tell each other what we're watching, and that results in us being able to capitalize on the best opportunities in real time. So if you want to talk to me about that and getting involved, there's a signals outlet there as well. And at the moment I'm just filling the free group, so you'll get a taster of what's to come. And then, you can decide yourself whether it's right for you or not. I've always said you need to find your own method. So between myself and the other expert traders in that group, we've got some that work with me, but also we've got other ones that are just, they're people that have come through, they've learned and they know their stuff. So there's good information in there. So whether you're a beginner, experienced, or you just need a little bit help along the way, then that group's going to be very valuable for you. And I'm a firm believer that, I want to give everyone a way to make money for themselves. There is a way to do this. It's not a get rich quick scheme. Anyone out there that's telling you you can make a fortune from this overnight is lying to you. You have to know what you're doing. And that's why you'll see from what I do, I don't focus on the money. I focus on the charts and the know-how. All right. So here we go. What's going on today? First of all, just skip through here. Facebook, Twitter, you can follow us on any of those. Let's start the economic calendar. Of course, the important events today are these. So employment change, unemployment rate for Canada, and then the average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, and unemployment rate for the US. Now, the important thing about the NFP is that even if the non-farm employment change is positive, and I'm going to show you where, what the predictions are for this. But even if that's positive, if your average hourly earnings are not, they're down. So you can see last month, the non-farm employment change was up, but average hourly earnings were down. And that means there's very little point having more people employed if everyone's earning less money. So they work, it's not, it doesn't mean that the dollar will suddenly rise or fall based on that, but it gives you a good indication. So if you've got NFP figures coming positive and then you've got average hourly earnings coming negative, then the likelihood is that the dollar's going to take a hit from that, or economically they're going to take a hit. So they're the ones to watch. The USD Canadian, of course, you must watch, because if these come in opposing each other, then you're going to get one strong 1 week, and that makes for an incredibly good trade. So you just got to watch it. And the important thing is as well is not to react straight away, because the markets will move immediately. As soon as this happens, there'll be massive movements. If you try and trade those movements, well, you might get lucky, but I'm telling you, I've seen it so many times go in extreme directions and then just come straight back down in the other direction. So don't trade on the reaction. You need to trade on the actual impact. Okay, so the reactive movement will be, you know, might move in one direction then back in the other. What we want to do is wait for that messing about to die down and settle down, and then what you see is the actual movement. Okay, so I'm going to show you the factors that I believe will impact that movement. Ultimately will move it in one direction or the other. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the key pairs. Let's go through the news first actually. So top 5 things to watch in the market yesterday. Trump's diplomacy boosts stocks, so US stocks are up. Safe havens in full retreat, so these are very weak. So the USD CHF was weak yesterday, as was the USD JPY, and these two are definitely ones to watch today. Gold dropped back, as did silver, but in my mind, silver and gold are now in a position where they look highly likely to go up, and I don't think the doubt has fully gone away. I think just because you know, Trump came on and there was a lot of talk around you know, from Fed's reserve speeches going on as well, and that gave a bit of a boost to the US dollar this week, and it was needed for them. But ultimately, I think there's still a lot of doubt, and that means that these safe havens will still be very attractive to investors. So don't ignore that, and I'm going to show you those charts in a minute. Crude remains in focus. Oil prices have been on a wild ride over the last couple of days, and this will impact the dollar as well. So if oil's going up again, you know, that can push the price of the dollar. But there's only one reason for that. It's because of the conflict in the Middle East. All right, that's what's causing that volatility there. And then, of course, what I just mentioned, the Federal Reserve member speeches, which have backed the dollar this week. All right, I'll put all of these, by the way, just below me in the comments there. I'll put the links to all my news sources. Nfp Preview. Okay, so it says mixed report expected. I'm not going to just read through this. I'll let you read it in your own, but it's very important, if you are going to trade it, that you have a look at this, because it gives an overview here. And then if we scroll on down, it shows the reactions, or the likely reactions to whatever the results will be. Okay, the ones that are important, or the important factors that have come this week: ISM manufacturing, PMI employment, and it shows the data on those as well. So if you just hover over them, it shows the data, and it shows the reasons why they're important to the NFP today. All right, so really important stuff, and if you are going to trade it, do take all this in. Of course, there's no way to fully know which way things are going to move, so that's why we have to wait for that initial reaction, and then we can gauge what we're doing from that point on. So it shows arguments in favour of stronger payrolls, and then arguments in favour of weaker payrolls. Again, it's showing the relevant data releases from earlier this week, the ones that are important. I think the key pair today is the USD JPY, and I'm going to show you exactly why. I'm going to start with that chart. This is not a pair. I don't usually trade the yen because it can carry very high volatility, and it moves very suddenly and in big movements as well. And that for me is not the way I like trading, because it can catch you out. If you get something in the wrong direction, I like to hold on to the trades and wait for them to move, do my analysis, and make the decision based on really what the technical analysis of that particular pair is at that time, and I look at it over a long period of time. But the USD JPY today is definitely one to watch. I'm going to show you why, and then the other things that I think are important, what I'll just do is, this is world news. I'll put this link down the bottom as well. The UK economy, I think, is important for the pound today. I thought the pound would go up as the euro this week, but the strength in the US dollar has held them both at bay. So today could be a chance for them to go up. My advice is don't trade anything, saying that I have got a trade open, but my advice is don't trade anything until after the NFP, unless you're gonna kind of do some scalping, and then you just want to, as soon as there's profit there, take it out. Don't leave those trades running because they're going to be doing this. and that for us is not doesn't provide a long enough term trade, in my opinion. But if you're just scalping, just do it very carefully. Use the hours and go in on the start of the hour and pull out at the end of the hour is my advice if you're going to use that kind of strategy. So you're definitely about to nick a bit of money, but it does carry risk as well, and you need to know what you're doing. Other news impacts here. Trump says he could wait to finish China trade deal until after the 2020 election. Again, that could impact the dollar today. And then we've got the World Bank warns of global debt crisis following the fastest increase in borrowing since the 1970s. So we could be heading towards another 2008. Yeah, well, who knows? But as traders, we can take advantage of this news, and that's what I'm here to do, is to provide you the things that I believe are important and are what are going to earn you money. All right. The Dixie today, you can see. I imagine this will carry on rising, certainly for the early part of today. I'm just glancing over here at my trades. I've got a couple open here, and silver being the main one, but I'm going to show you what else I'm interested in right now, and then we're going to look at what we need to look at for the NFP. Let's look at the USD JPY first of all. There it is. So why do I believe this is the key pair today, the NFP? In fact, it states it here because look, the NFP rise by 160k or more, wages rise by 0.3%. The USD could hit 110 up here. Yeah. Let's just come out. There we go. Right up here. So if the NFP hits 110, we're expecting it to go up like that. Yeah, right up to 110, up there. Now let's just move that over. So that's where we're expecting it to go. Now, if let's go back to this. If the NFP rises by less than 160 and wages rise by 0.3%, it should stay below 110, and that will mean quite a sudden drop. Now that's what I would like. I'd like to see this, because we could be coming right down there then. Let's just change that to red. Yeah, so that's the difference. We're going up to 110. It'll probably go beyond that as well if positive, but this is, for me, is a key pair to watch, because there'll be big movement, but don't trade on the reaction. Just wait for it to all settle down and then try and trade the movement from there on in. So USD JPY is my key pair for that. USD CHF looks like it's going to break away from here. Michael, my resident trader here, made me aware of this yesterday. To me, while the Swiss franc was very strong yesterday, and of course there's a lot of interest in the safe havens, the Swiss franc being one of them, and that to me made it look like it was being driven down, actually, not up. There you can see that the overall movement is down, but now you've got this W formation here, which looks like it's going to break away to the upsides. So again, if there is strength based on prediction ahead of the NFP, that is going to push the strength of the dollar, which at the moment you can see it is doing. All right. So if this breaks up to here, we're going to see movement for the USD JPY. Will stay static, I think, until the NFP is released. But this, I think, will be rising. Same applies to the USD Canadian. Got this double W formation here as well. I've got a buy trade on this as it stands, and it's already well in the money. So you can see here that this should go up to here and then beyond. All right, and we'll probably go up there until obviously the NFP results. There's Canadian data there as well. So I think if you want a reliable trade before NFP, then this is probably a good one to take. Just make sure you're taking it at a good spot. It's 8.41 at the moment, so I'd wait for the turn of the 4 hour. Yeah, and just see whether it drops back a bit, and then take it on the way, and then take it once it bottoms out on that 4 hour once it turns. All right. So Dixie. Now let's cover metals. So I believe these are going to go up, and I don't think it's going to matter on whether the dollar is strong or weak today. If you get in early on this, the NFP will have an impact on it, and it might drop back. But if it breaks past this point here, and it's the same with gold, that point there. So we've got 1555 key level for gold, and that's where it's heading towards, I believe. So you could either take it up to that point, and then you've got some room for maneuver, and then it should break beyond that. And it's the same principle with silver. It looks like it's just about to break this point here. It's sat right on a pivot point, which I'm looking at on my MT4. So it breaks beyond here. We're then in this nice area. A lot of movement to work on there. Other ones to watch: Australian US dollar. And again, I've left these blocks in. I haven't extended them or anything, so you can just see. If anyone, by the way, if you didn't watch, I did a video earlier just how to establish stop loss entry points and take profit areas, and that's where you see it. So this blue area is where we want to be entering trade, and then we've got a profit area and a stop loss area here, and it gives us a very clear idea of our risk versus reward as well. But you can see how key this is. So this is a 4-hour trend, and I put this in here on the 8th. You can see, yeah, no, it wasn't. It was on the 7th. It's now the 10th. So 3 days later, and you can see that it is still in this area. So you could have actually just traded this in this area here. When it hits the top, you trade it down, and vice versa. All right, so your green and reds are just reversed, but you see my point. So at the moment this looks like it's heading down, but ultimately I think it will be going up past this point. Again, we'll probably see a W formation forming here, and then the Australian dollar will start to rise. But don't forget those bushfires are going on as well. And it's the same story with the New Zealand US dollar. So it's dropped out of this area here, but you see it's popped up straight back in there. And I believe this will be on the rise today as well. But I don't think we should be worrying about the Aussie and New Zealand dollars, even though they're very strong at the moment. Really, I think the ones to watch are the USD JPY, if this will turn. There we go. So it's just touched this this pivot point here, and probably the pound is going to be gaining throughout this morning. But for me, the ones to watch are the USD Canadian, the USD JPY, and the USD CHF. They're the ones to watch for me today, and silver. That's what I'll be watching. So there we go. That's a summary of it all. There will be a video in the corner which shows, well, I'll just do a playlist to my Forex Focus Extra, which covers this video here, and you can see the comparisons. I drew this one in after that big movement on Sunday night, but you'll see this will be heading back towards that area. But this is the area we want to be in. I've got a buy trade on at the moment. I'll just show you my MT4. So there's my entry point. I did take it from down here actually, and I took the profit out when it hit this pivot point. So I'm just waiting for it to break back through. You can see there's my entry point there. Strengths here: Australian dollar strong, New Zealand dollar strong, US dollar strong, Swiss franc weak. So that USD CHF is for me, if you want to get in some point now ahead of the NFP. Then that's the pair to do it on. Excuse me. Okay, sorry, things are going a bit slowly. Hope I'm not breaking up too much. Okay, have a great day, have a great weekend, stay safe out there. If you want to ask any questions about the NFP today, all you have to do is jump into that free chat arena. I'll be available all day, and I'm going to be posting real-time trades as I take them, and there'll be loads of information going on. And so between myself and Michael and the other guys in there, we are going to be working together to have a very, very good day, and we're going to the weekend very happy. Hope you all have a good one. I'll see you again on Monday. Take care of yourselves.